Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Atlanta Grill Company. Today I'm going to do something I've never done before. We are going to make some country style pork ribs. My cousin Dewey showed me a recipe that looks really fun, really easy, and really tasty. So let's get started. So first things first, what is a country style rib? Well, it's not a rib at all. What it is it's pork shoulder, as indicated on the label here, which is a pork butt. This is the Boston butt. This is not from any other part, but what it is these guys are just cut down into strips. They are, you can tell where this comes from by the bone that's in it. That's obviously a piece of the scapula bone from the Boston butt. So you want to start out with 4 to 5 pounds of this, and these are labeled as bone in, but I think that one piece there is actually probably the only, no, there's another little piece of bone here. So you want to take those out of the packaging. I'm going to hit these guys with the Atlanta Grill Company Volcano Dust, which is our June rub of the month. And I'm just going to put a fairly liberal coat on here. I'm going to shake it on. And then I'm going to kind of toss these guys around and get them completely coated. Now that I have these guys coated, what you can do here is you can go straight to the grill with this, but you can cover these in plastic, you can wrap them in plastic, or I'm going to put these in a vacuum seal bag and put them in the refrigerator overnight to let that season go to work. Okay, now that I've given those country style ribs a little bit of time to marinate in that rub, I'm going to fire up the Myron Mixon bark, and we're going to set it for 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to let that come to temp, and then we're going to put these ribs in the smoke. Okay. The bark is up to temp. It's making some nice smoke. So we're going to take these country style ribs and we're just going to lay them here on the grill, and we're going to let these guys ride for about 2 hours at this low temperature smoke before we come back for the next step. While those country style ribs are smoking, we're going to go ahead and make the sauce that goes with this. This starts out with some brown sugar, and then we're going to add some Worcestershire sauce, some soy sauce, some cider vinegar, and then we put in about a half a cup of ketchup. We're going to put in a little bit of PYM, a little plain yellow mustard, and then we're going to put in some chili sauce, and I'll give you the recipe for this in the video description. I don't have any whole garlic at the moment, so we're going to put in an equivalent amount of granulated garlic, which should work out just perfectly, and then we're going to mix this up. And once I've got that completely mixed up, we're just going to let that sit. You can let this sit at room temperature until we're ready to put it on these ribs. Okay, we've been going about an hour and a half, and I'm about where I want to be on these things. They've taken on some nice color from the smoke, so I'm going to pull these off and we're going to move on to the next stage of this cook. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and ramp the temp up to 350 and let this thing get a good bit hotter. You can avoid this part of the process if you want to. You can start out at 350 and just let these ribs go for 30 or 45 minutes at the higher temperature. So I've transferred my ribs here into my 9x13 Lodge cast iron baking dish, and we're just going to put this sauce over these guys. I'm just gonna put all of that sauce that I made in there, and I'm gonna kind of turn these ribs in it and let these guys kind of get a nice coating of that sauce. And as soon as our smoker gets back up to 350, we're gonna put these right back on there. Okay, our grill is up to temp, so we're gonna toss these guys back on here, and we're gonna cook these for an hour and a half at the higher temperature, and we're gonna come back every 20 minutes or so and turn these things and baste them as we go. Okay, we're 20 minutes in, so what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna kind of turn these guys so we can keep the sauce, keep them basting in that sauce, and we're gonna let this sauce, it's gonna caramelize in this process and get thicker and browner and just pack a lot of flavor to this. This looks good and it smells amazing already. So we'll just keep that going, and we'll be back in another 20 minutes to do that again. Okay, we're to the end of our hour and a half or so, and like I said, I came in here and I kind of rotated these and basted them up every 20 minutes during that process, and these things are looking really good. So we're gonna get these off and let them rest for a couple of minutes. Okay guys, here you have it. These things look amazing. They smell amazing, so I guess we're gonna have a taste. Okay guys, let's have a go at this right quick. That's beautiful. That sauce and the rub combination, the volcano dust rub is showing up here. It's bringing just that tiny amount of warmth to the back end of that flavor. But guys, the process on these is fantastic. Putting some smoke to it in the beginning has proven to be useful, and rotating those things and basting them during that last hour and a half at 350 has really built a very nice flavor profile on this. There's a lot of ways you can cook this. There's a lot of different techniques you can use, and you can cook these to whatever desired tenderness level you like. At this hour and a half mark, in that final stage of the cook, I've got a nice, a very similar texture to a rib, to a pork rib, and it's just amazing. So guys, give these a try. Let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Atlanta Grill Company.